So do you remember me saying this has got the automatic coil in it? So basically when you get a fire going normally, you need as much air travelling into the fire as you can to get it going, to get heat into the flue and to warm it up. And then once it's got going, then you can turn that boost setting off. On the Viking, it's automatic. So as we currently stand, the air control's open already. As in, you can't even control it. You've got nothing to do with it. It's all automatic. The one thing that you can control is the actual heat output, which is here. So you've got high is left and right is low. Okay? So that's to control the heat. And as the stove gets hot, it closes off that boost setting automatically because of the coil that's just above there. Okay. And as you, at the end of the night, when you finish using it and the fire starts to cool down, it also opens it back up again, so you've got sufficient airflow, so it doesn't make the glass go dirty, and it continues to draw. So you can never use them overnight or anything like that, which, to be fair, nowadays you just don't need to, because they heat up so quickly. You light the fire when you need it. So this is the method that all Scandinavian manufacturers recommended. To be fair, most of the UK now, and it's called the top-down method. So everything you think you know about how to light a stove is the opposite way around ultimately. Traditionally, you put kindling in the bottom, fire lighters, get it lit, and then start to add wood. The problem is, you're constantly opening and closing the door while the fire's getting warm and you get smoke in the room, and it's just higher maintenance. So when you're busy, you just want to set the fire like this, and basically what you've got here is you've got logs on the bottom, 2 small logs on the bottom, kindling on top, fire lighters at the top, and the fire lighters are the natural straw ones. You'll get a link for all this, so you don't have to worry about anything here. You'll get a link through and you'll know exactly where to buy them. These Amazon, 14 quid for 200. And they burn really cleanly. The beauty of these things is that because they burn slowly, they force heat into the flue, and they work a little bit like kindling as well. So they stay lit for a good 10-15 minutes. So they're really good, and they don't give off like noxious smells like the white horrible things, the barbecue lights. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire it up. So as you'll see, we've got the grate down here, you've got the ash pan here, and the fuel on the bottom. And the idea is next time you light it, leave the ash in the bottom of the fire. It helps the wood burn better. So don't clean it out all the time. Just leave some ash in the bottom, okay? Until it starts to get annoying and it starts to sort of spill out a little bit, and then just remove some ash. But always try and keep a bit of ash in the bottom of the fire, okay? So we're going to fire it up. I've got one of these flash firelight things, but just a box of matches is more than adequate. And I'm going to get that fired. And the idea behind it is that the firelighters get going, and then they're going to start to generate a little bit of heat, and then the firelighters will burn into the kindling, and then the kindling will then burn into the logs. So by the time those logs are getting going at the bottom there, you're sort of kind of like half an hour in. So, you know, they're a lot easier to get going. So the idea being is the fact that you can light the fire and then just leave it, and then just come back in half an hour and just chuck a log on it, and it's fine. Amazing. Yeah, so the principle behind it is, and this is something that the manufacturers taught me, is that you never open the door when there's flames. Because when you open the door and there's flames, because you've got such a big door on the stove, you're liable to get smoke entering the room, and you're leaning over the fire. Yeah. So you're breathing it in, and it's not great. I mean, you've got kids and stuff as well. So the principle is, the idea is that you try and let your fire burn down, so it's got nice hot embers in the bottom of the fire. And then once you've got some nice glowing red embers, open your door nice and slowly, put your log on, shut your door, and the automatic control will do its own thing. It'll control it automatically. Another really important thing is the control is it's down here. Yeah. So it's light is left. So left is high and right is low. Okay. So at the moment it's fully open. Obviously, as we get the fire going, that kindling will start to sort of get going now, and it will generate a bit of heat, and we're on our way. The top of the stove, obviously, you've got these holes here, which are convecting heat back into the room. And remember what I said about the door? It's just a magnetic. It's just a door catch like this, and it's just very low maintenance, and there's not really much to go wrong in it. And really, yeah, that's about it. So once the tower, say, starts to get down to the bottom, and you've got some nice hot embers in the bottom, that's when you can open the door nice and gradually, put a log on it, and jobs are good.
Lovely.
Okay, so yeah,
Thank you very much.
It's all right. So as far as maintenance of the